right? And then you had, and we went through number 4, basically, Indian or native title. Now, Indian, reason why they have 2 of them, because when they first came here, they had classified all copper-colored people who are actually controlling and running the land as what they would call American Indian. And again, we don't know what the real name of the Americas is. Some people have found some really, really great titles for it, such as Turtle Island. And again, that's another whole entire thing. We have to get into that. But the reason why they named them the American Indians is because they were the ones who were running America. The reason why they named them Native Americans is because they were the ones who came here afterwards, and they were immigrants coming from the Mongol regions of Europe, right? So that's where you get that, and you have to break that down, right? After the first discovery, European American legal system claims indigenous. Let's move this out of the way and bring this up to the top. There we go. I love it. American legal claims that the indigenous peoples and nations had lost their full property rights. So we're back to that again, right? So this is why I'm explaining this on this page. The full ownership of the land, free, simple title. Europeans claimed the indigenous nations only had the right to occupy and use their lands. So all you Africans, so-called Africans over there, the reason why they were renaming your whole entire continent Africa is because they own it. Who are they? The Europeans. They own it. Right? They own it. You guys over there in China, running around, yeah, you're battling with Trump and this, that, and the other thing, and other governments around, and whatever. We're going to change the monetary system. You're a part of the system, which means that you're part of the document of discovery, which means that you don't own your property or your land either. Why? Because the Europeans are over there too. Now, they all they had to do was see it and they own it. If they landed on it and planted a couple of flags and built one shack, they also own it, and you as well. This is the reason why they put in the Boxer Wars to ethnically cleanse what you call carbon-based black people, darker skin, Asians out of the continent. Because they own the continent, they are going to make it into what they are. Same with Japan, Australia. Anywhere on this government, after first discovery is so important. Euro-American legal systems claims that indigenous peoples and lands had lost their full property rights and full ownership of that land. Free, simple title. Europeans claim and indigenous nations only had a right to occupy that land. So, again, this is all this came in before anybody was in there trying to talk about colonizing, right? So that's pretty heavy. That's pretty deep. Leaves you in a pretty, so the reality of this is rough, because as you're beginning to find out who and what you are, especially the black people of the United States, they're finding out that, a lot of their culture is embedded in the indigenous aboriginal sense of things, right? The American Indian sense of things. And again, the American Indian, if you're calling yourself an American Indian, you're calling yourself an American Indian based off of the terms of who owns the property, right? Who owns the property. And this is why they're able to give you these labels, right? Native Americans. You are able to get that label because of who owns the property. Whoever owns the property owns you, right? So this is why we're talking about this, because we want you to know that you are not ants, you're not cattle. You are a bona fide being on this earth, a human being, a being of great wealth, that has a right to have prosperity, that has a right to have good health, and has a right to have success in everything that you do. And this is the reason why we're talking about Doctrine of Discovery today. Just thank you for being here, and we will talk to you very soon.